And now, introducing the new SneakyG Man store on SD. All you got to do, go on to SD, type in SneakyG Man store, and you could get your very own Are You My Malacca shirt, Samsung cell phone case, or just a cap or a beanie. Let's go Giants. Ow. Hey guys, I appreciate you wanting to enjoy the show. First, I got to give a couple shout outs. First off, I want to give a shout out to dresscomfy.com. She has the latest and greatest for SneakyG Man merch. So please, check it out. dresscomfy.com. Also want to give a shout out to 3 a.m. Water Hydration for the go-getters. Natural spring water. Go get it. Now let's go do the damn thing. Before we do the damn thing, I got to give a shout out to George's Trophies, aka Sergeant M replica trophies. Guys, Father's Day coming up soon. This is the perfect gift. Matter of fact, this is the perfect gift for any occasion. I mean, who wouldn't want a replica Super Bowl trophy of their team? The team that got the ultimate prize, the Lombardi Trophy. So when you get a chance, go to his Facebook page, George's Trophies, a.k.a. Sergeant M's Replica Trophies. Now, we gonna do the damn thing.
You're listening to Make It Count, the SneakyG podcast on Northeast Streaming Sports.
Is this thing on?
It's your boy Stefan, a.k.a. SneakyG.
Yeah. Lyrical assassin.
Let's go Giants. Ow! What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Stefan, a.k.a. SneakyG. But what's going on in New York Giants world? Giants family. Long story short, I had the stomach flu. I ate something wrong Tuesday afternoon, and it wasn't feeling right the rest of the day. So I'm like, yeah, not today, Satan, not today. We got some stuff to talk about today. I mean, the season is over, but we know it is never over. Now, I want to touch base on something. This is the first show since after the parade and all that good stuff. I'm going to officially say this right now. I'm sick and tired. Sick and tired of people saying to me, thank you for Kevin Durant. Thank you for Kevin Durant. Thank you for, again, we did not give up on Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant gave up on us. And you know what? He got the trophy, and I'm moving on from this. And people ask me, is it bittersweet? It's like one of those things, I don't care. I mean, I really don't. I really don't. It is what it is. It happened. Nothing I could change. I wouldn't change it if I could. Why would I? I mean, how would that? I mean, well, But now we got some new rumors developing, and the best person I want to bring on to talk about these rumors is my guy Ant.
What's going on, brother?
What's going on, man? You doing all right?
Yes, sir. 1-1.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, someone just said that. That's the score. We're talking about the U.S.-Canada game, if you guys can't tell. Ant's watching it. I'm not because both my TVs are behind me. Yes, I did say both. I'm not flexing. I'm just being me. Anyway, Ant, I don't know if you agree or disagree. I don't want Matthew Stafford. I don't. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm not taking anything away from him. You know, he has a Super Bowl ring. You know, he has a great statistical career. If I'm not mistaken, I'll be honest, I haven't done all my homework on this. He is top 10 in some of the categories as a quarterback over the years that he's been with Detroit. And plus, throwing the Megatron, hell, I'd have over 300 TD passes, okay? And 299 of them going all to Megatron. You know, and then, of course, he went to, like I said, the Rams. They got the ship, you know. We don't have an offensive line. Matt Stafford is not mobile. Is he tough? Yes, he's about as tough as one of the most famous what do you call it? Highlights that they show in his career is when he broke his collarbone, but he stayed in to, you know, for the game-winning touchdown with a broken collarbone, and he's in pain, right? Okay, tough as nails. Right now, Joe Shane and Dable, they're in a situation now where we don't need a bridge quarterback. We need a quarterback. We need that franchise quarterback, and we got to get it from this draft. It's almost like I'm hitting the panic button right now because I don't want to. Maybe they're doing these talks, you know, just so they can kind of sway people. Oh, they're not going to go quarterback. They're not going to go. Everybody and their mamas know we're going quarterback. My biggest gripe, and I'll let you speak after this, is the fact that I don't want Matt Stafford because of his lack of mobility and the fact that we don't have an offensive line to support him like he needs to be supported in the pocket. That will be more detrimental to the team, and Dable will be out the door quicker than if it was a rookie. What say you?
Okay, so I'm gonna disagree with you.
As long as it's respectfully.
On a contingency. The contingency is the rumors that are out. I'm like, nah, we don't want it. So the rumors are that Detroit wants our number 3 overall. First of all, any 30, Tom Brady at 37, I would not give my 3rd overall pick for. Okay, he's becoming elderly. However, if we can get him on the cheap, maybe a late, you know, 4th, 5th, 6th round pick. I wouldn't even say 4th, like 5th or 6th round pick or something, or maybe a 5th this year and a 3rd next year, something like that. Something where it's not going to break the bank. Then I'm all for it, whether we pick up a quarterback or not. He is the kind of guy, the kind of player, the kind of mental toughness that I want teaching our young rookie quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
More specifically, if the Giants decide that, you know, Travis Hunter's the guy, or you know, Shador and Ward go, you know, 1-2, or you know, they're not happy with one of the other guys, but the guy they want to go, you know where I'm getting at. So in that situation, even if they get the quarterback, Matt Stafford on the team is not a bad idea. The part where I'm really disagreeing at is we don't have an O-line. If you would have said that the year before last, I would have been on board. If you would have said that the first half of last season, I would have been on board. A lot of people don't understand or didn't really see that as the season progressed, it wasn't so much the offensive line as it was the quarterback holding on to the ball. When a quarterback holds on to the ball, he's going to get caught. He's going to get caught. When a quarterback decides to run out of the pocket later than he should have, he's going to get caught. The offensive line can only do their job so much. And a good example of that is we had a crap ton of man down field calls. I don't know if you noticed that. And that's because
RPOs, yeah.
And that's because the quarterback's holding the ball. Matt Stafford is one of those guys that can teach again a rookie quarterback how to get rid of that ball a little quicker. And more importantly, if it's that bad, you have no open receivers and you don't trust yourself to, run the ball, get out of the pocket, throw it away. I think Stafford would be a phenomenal bridge quarterback. Even if he started, the first half of the season coming up. But that's just my opinion. That's
Right.
how I'm thinking about it. But again, let's say that neither of those two quarterbacks is there, and the Giants decide they're either going to go with Travis Hunter or trade back and just try and get some more picks. There are other names as far as quarterbacks in this draft that they can get in maybe, late first round or early second round or third round, right? Jackson Dart's name's been brought up.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's another kid that can be brought in. Obviously not the big, fancy, flashy name, but that can be taught by a Matt Stafford. This is why I think Stafford being part of the team come the beginning of next season is big, whether we get the guy we want or we don't. And again, it also depends on what are we trading for him, because I'm not breaking the bank to trade for him. I'd rather say pass and grab Justin Fields, one of these guys that's going to be available. Hey, I wouldn't even be. A lot of people are going to crap on me about this. I wouldn't be against signing Aaron Rodgers for a year.
Oh, fuck no.
I would. A year?
No.
I would. If you're going to look for a bridge, first of all, nobody's gunning to sign him right now. So you could probably get him on the cheap. The guy is pulling a Brett Favre here. Pun intended, that's the fact that he was a Packer. The guy's going to get paid until he doesn't. The guy's going to be 80 years old playing quarterback as long as he can get at least $1 million a year. It's an ego thing. But, I mean, I don't want him. I'm just saying I wouldn't be super opposed to it, especially if we are drafting a quarterback, because he's not going to be here.
Right. Yeah, I'm definitely.
But there's a lot.
I don't. I don't. Matter of fact, when I started my I always start the TikTok live before I do the show, so people on TikTok can see the behind the scenes, what I do, whatnot. Truth of the matter is, my mama boss even said, "No, I will protest." That's her words, not mine.
I don't want Sam Darnold. I don't think Sam Darnold's going to come anyway, because I think Sam Darnold deserves and is seeking a long-term contract.
I think Minnesota said they might tag him.
They probably will.
Yeah. Duke said Russell Wilson is the guy for me. You know what? I would rather go Russell Wilson before I go Aaron Rodgers.
I would rather go Russell Wilson before I go Justin Fields, because Justin Fields, let's say you draft the quarterback you want, right?
Right.
And you bring in Justin Fields as a bridge. Who's to say Justin Fields doesn't click in with the Giants offense, and now you got two quarterbacks? Because now Justin Fields has proved he can move this team. He can make this team better. He can be that quarterback. So now we just wasted a draft. You know what I mean? Draft pick. However, we could essentially trade him to somebody else. Joe Milton's name's been brought up.
I was about to bring up Joe Milton. That's what I was about to bring up. Joe Milton.
If the Giants wanted to bring him in, if at the very least for competition for a rookie quarterback, again, if that's where they go. See, that's the fun part about this time of year. As Giants fans, we kind of know what we want right now. We know there's options out there, but we don't know what this team's going to do.
No, we don't. We have no.
We really don't. I mean, all the signs are pointing to quarterback, but
I just hope to God that we do not go Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, there's two things I hold on,
and I'm not, and of course it's not. I'm not trying to, attack you because of what you're. I just, my feelings on Aaron Rodgers.
No, I got you.
And I just think, I think this. I think the New York Giants is too much of a class organization to have him on. I think we would be lowering our standards.
I'll pull back on that.
I think if Aaron Rodgers were to sign with us, we're hitting the panic button.
Yeah, and you know what? I just thought about that when he's kind of pulling the same thing that Favre did with him. And he said, especially when Jordan Love came in, he goes, listen, I'm not here to teach anybody anything. So with that kind of attitude, yeah, I'm pulling back on my Aaron Rodgers comment. I don't want him. Just based on that, I forgot about that comment.
And you reminded me. I forgot all about it myself. So Grant says, I say y'all trade back for Jackson Dart. Yeah, that's what Ant was saying. I mean, late first round, early second round.
Yeah.
Easy. All right, let's get some Giant fans in here. Sully,
what's up, brother?
Jack, what's up, man?
What's good, Sneaky?
Emac, I see you. Don't go anywhere. I'll bring you in here in a sec. I just want your guys' 2 cents on the possible. Oh, well, first off, what are your thoughts on Aaron Rodgers?
Sully, you go ahead.
Yeah, I would say that's a negative Ghost Rider. The pattern is full.
Okay.
He is 40 years old, I believe.
Yeah.
If you want to talk about an ancient quarterback, yeah, no. And then on top of that, the whole drama that he would bring as far as, what he wants to do and how he thinks the team should run the organization. It's like, dude, you're not an owner, you're a player. Know your role, play your role, don't be that jabroni.
I mean, you know what, Tully? It's funny you say that because I could actually see him telling Dable what kind of offense he wants to run, and I don't think Dable would fly with Dable.
It's
no, not at all.
Right. Let me get somewhere a little more quiet.
No worries, Jalen. What are your thoughts on Aaron Rodgers?
My thoughts on Aaron Rodgers. Okay. The dude is he's a total head case at this point. That's number one. Number two, I know that the Giants front office has not made great decisions lately, but if they decide to sign Aaron Rodgers, then that just gives me definitive proof. Yeah. We've turned into the Jets, man. Because it's like, with us, it's like, I feel like the Giants have always been the smarter of the two. Ever since each franchise was established. I know for a fact I don't want Aaron Rodgers because, like Sully said, he brings a lot of drama. And, I know y'all remember, when the news broke about Saleh getting fired. What were y'all's reactions to that? Let me just ask y'all that.
I saw that coming.
Yeah, I wasn't surprised.
I thought it was crazy because, here's the thing. Saleh, it's like when Saleh was the head coach, the Jets defense was top 5, up there in the league. But after he got fired, you saw what they looked like. They looked like Swiss cheese. It was bad. So, yeah.
So that's a no-go for you for Aaron Rodgers.
Exactly.
Gotcha. Now also I'm going to bring this up. What about, say, Russell Wilson?
Honestly, my 2 cents about Russ, I wouldn't mind that. I mean, I know that he's not the same guy that he was in Seattle, but you also got to remember he was a 9-time Pro Bowler in Seattle. And I think that we've got some good pieces on offense. We got our offensive line with AT coming back. They should be okay next year, as long as he stays healthy, of course. We got Tracy, we got Malik Neighbors, and I think they're probably going to address wide receiver 2 in the draft or free agency. Sneaky, I know you said you wanted to keep Darius Slayton, and honestly, I want to offer a little bit of pushback on that. Mm-hmm. I like Slayton as a person, I do, but what?
I like Slayton as a 3 if they're going to keep him.
Oh yeah. Well, actually, that's kind of where I would keep Wandale just because of his height and his abilities. Yeah. But with Slayton, it's I can't trust him in big moments. It's there have been so many times, in big games, where he's dropped the ball. That would be a surefire first down or touchdown or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, there's also been a lot of big games where he has caught the ball.
True.
I mean, okay, yeah, I know the one in Minnesota, the playoff game that dropped. But however, we had the lead. Okay, we had the lead.
Yeah, I don't count that.
I mean, yes. Does he have? I mean, has he dropped the ball in some moments? Yeah, but we got to negate this season because a lot of receivers. I mean, if we're gonna have that standard on Slayton, we may need
I
to do the
know
same
Malik
thing on
Neighbors did it
Neighbors
too,
because
and so did Wandale.
and Wandell. Okay,
And Theo Johnson.
everybody had a case of the drops this
Yep.
year. I'm high on Slayton because I love his work ethic. I love what he does on the field. And he's kind of like the last of the Mohicans, if you will. And I'm rooting for him. Now I know I still believe he has some game in him. I do believe he'll be. I mean, if he was there next year, I do believe he'll do some good things for us. Now, if you gave me a choice, right? If you said, okay, listen, GM Sneaky, we got Cooper Kupp out there, but we can't keep Kupp and Slayton. What's your choice? I got to be honest. I got to go with Slayton. Only reason why I say that, and that might be a take. People might take that as a weird take, but Slayton is. I mean, if I'd go on health. The lack of injuries. If I were to compare the two players, I know people would be like, "What? You take Slayton over Cooper Kupp?" Yes, I would. And I'm going to say this about Kupp. I'm not taking anything away from Kupp, but I just believe the offense that Cooper Kupp was in is not going to translate in the offense that Dable has. You're not going to see the same production. And that's just my opinion.
I'm glad you brought up, about Dable and the, in the system and everything. I agree with you on that. There is a rumor out there. I don't see it happening, and I'll tell you why. That with Stephon Diggs being a free agent, that he wants to be back with Brian Daboll. The reason I don't see that happening is because I don't see Diggs wanting to be a number 2.
Right.
And I don't see Neighbors wanting to be a number 2. So there's going to be an issue there.
Yeah.
If we can afford to, which I don't see it happening, I would like to go after T. Higgins because Higgins knows his role.
Yeah.
He knows when he's getting the passes. He's happy with the production because he has the ability to believe in himself and has proven it year after year that it doesn't matter if he's a 1 or a 2, he's going to go out there and do his job. And that's what we need. Guys that are going to go out there and do their job. Because when everybody
we need team players and not individuals.
Yeah, when everybody does their own job individually, the team works.
I'm going to bring on a T-Mac because he's been waiting patiently.
T-Mac, what the fuck? Okay.
All right, T-Mac. My bad. E-Mac. What's up, man?
Well, Trace McGrady, thank you very much.
Right. You know what?
And,
yes.
My whole thing with you guys talking about the Giants, I think another good number 2 receiver, if he leaves the New York Jets, should be Devontae Adams.
Adams? Really?
Think about it.
They're going to get rid of Garrett Wilson.
Devontae Adams has better
I was about
toughness.
to say, if anything,
he has the best footwork
Garrett
we ever
Wilson.
seen.
I would not mind going after Garrett Wilson because Wilson already said he wants out of the Jets. He wants out. Devontae
That
Adams,
locker room seems like it's cancerous, man.
The only thing Devontae Adams is saying right now is,
who cares about his attitude?
He's going, Aaron, I came here for you. Like, what are you doing, dude?
And now Aaron done got released.
Adams wouldn't be a bad pickup for you guys either because of his route running and better.
Well, I want to throw a curveball in this discussion real quick.
Okay.
Where does Myles Garrett fit in this picture?
He don't.
Bro,
no.
We're not getting.
You know where Garrett's going? I'll tell you where Garrett's going.
Where's he going?
Yeah, he's going to Detroit.
Damn right he is. He's going to that. He's going to go to that team that needs another end.
Shoot.
The Giants don't need another defensive line.
No.
Yeah, we definitely.
If let's say the Giants go after and try and get Garrett, right? If that happens, you can say goodbye to Thibodeau.
That's why I threw that in there. That's why I threw that in there.
So
but then again, but hold on, wait. I mean, couldn't we just move Thibodeau in the linebacker slot?
You could, but then so you got Thibodeau, who's going to be coming out of his rookie contract after next year, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
You just signed Brian Burns to a hell of a mega contract. Now you got to start considering after, because I think Garrett has 2 years left on his contract. Now you got to consider the
Extension
fact
him.
that the year after Thibodeau's done, he's going to want a major contract. So to have 3 guys on major contracts, which again I don't think Thibodeau's getting unless over the next 2 years he explodes.
So
Yeah, I
wait a
doubt
minute.
it.
Wait a minute. So Thibodeau, this is his 3rd year, right?
Yeah. Wow.
So this coming up season
Will be 4.
will be his 4th year. Obviously, they're going to pick up his 5th year option.
Mhm.
Does Evan Neal get the same 5th year option because they were drafted in the 1st round? It's the 1st pick.
I
Yeah,
believe so.
I don't with Evan Neal's production or lack thereof. I don't think they sign his 5th year
Well,
option.
let's give Evan Neal some
Well, that's why it's
credit.
called an option.
He showed some promise the second half of last year.
True,
He did do a
but
lot better. Let's give him his flowers for that.
He's great against the. He's great with the run. It's the passing game we can't trust him in.
I got good offensive lineman you guys should pick up. Is what's his name from Chiefs? Jawan Taylor.
I wouldn't be against that.
Juan Taylor.
We
I was
yeah.
gonna say,
He's
please
good.
tell
He's
me
not-
you're joking.
But you know what? To me, he's a cheap signing. He's someone we can get on the cheap, and he's solid. I'm not gonna say he's a superstar. I'm not gonna say he's one of the top guys, but he is solid.
Even as long as he doesn't keep getting penalties, he should be fine. Like,
Yeah, well, we know
that's
how
what's
Dayball
one
feels
thing
about
that haunts
that.
him: penalties.
Yeah, well, we got to clean that up ourselves too.
Another thing the
Yeah.
Giants should get at quarterback is Sam McDonald's.
Yeah, no thanks.
No,
Darnold, when you really think about it, he maybe didn't have his best games the last 2 of the games of the season. He really has a strong arm when you think about it, seeing his Instagram clips. There are some throws he made really good dimes, and he's actually only 29 years old. So a lot more
Sam
younger
Darnold?
than those guys.
Yeah, that's who he's talking about. No, we want somebody who will actually show up in big games and not disappear.
The other thing with Darnold is I got to see more than 1 year.
yeah, oh yeah.
Like also,
Tyler Huntley.
let's not forget the fact that Sam Darnold also played in like one of the best systems a quarterback can ask for in Minnesota.
Yeah.
Well, I want to get TP's take. So the question is,
What's
the QB. Okay, this is my stance. TP, are you there? I see you got it muted. Are you good?
Hey, what's up, fellas?
Okay.
What's going on,
Question
TP?
for you.
CP, what up, man?
So I know there's a big talk of a free agent quarterback. Matt Stafford, Sam Darnold, Russell Wilson. Names go on and on. I'm saying we need a franchise quarterback. We need to get one from the draft. What say you?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I personally, I'm not thinking about any other free agent before I am thinking of Shador and Cam Ward. Those are the number 1 priorities for me. Then after
too.
the fact, if something happens to where we can't get one of the 2, then I do feel like the conversation needs to be had with the other guys that people are mentioning. But
Well, go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, I was just saying my top priority is those 2 gentlemen, Shador and Cam.
I agree with
And
you, but
I'd say Cam
here's
Ward.
the point.
So
Here's the point I
Grant
wanna-
says that Jackson Dart is the best quarterback in the draft.
No.
he's a
Yeah,
fan for sure.
I feel
Hell
like
no.
people
Jalen
I feel like-
Milroe is the best quarterback in the country and draft. Sorry.
for
Shut
some
up, E-Tech.
for some reason Giant fans, like a lot of Giant fans, believe that they are underground quarterback coaches, and I just feel like people these days, man, they you mention something and a lot of people just follow the wave, and they're trying to say things to make it appear that they know more about quarterbacks than they actually do, and I feel like that is what Jackson Dark has become. Jackson Dart is not better than Shador or Cam Ward, man.
He's
And I don't understand why people keep trying to push that. Jackson Dart is a third option to me. I'm not trying to like trash him or anything like that, but it is obvious that Shador and Cam are, tiers above.
Yeah, clearly the 1 and 2 for sure. My
Oh,
point
yeah.
here's my thing on the bridge quarterback too, and this is something that not a lot of people are bringing up. If we
What's
don't
that?
go out and get so again, assuming our first pick's going to be one of those two guys, right?
Yeah.
My point is this: if we don't get one of those two guys, even if we do, who's a backup? I don't think Locke's going to stay. Tommy
He's
DeVito
not.
might stay, but I mean, come on, really? So who do we have? So if they do bring in a bridge quarterback, just for that purpose alone, it's worth having a guy with a little bit of experience, to be a backup. A legit guy at least.
Well, I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't think this guy is the necessary like backup answer. But my little unpopular opinion is that we need to sign Tim Boyle again. This dude looked good, man, when he was in the game.
Oh, you're talking about the one that the one that threw the touchdown pass to Neighbors.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
I
one.
mean, he
I mean,
looks
he is
pretty
a journeyman. He knows the league. He's been in it long enough.
right.
You can
Right.
get him at
And
the cheap too.
I'm going and I understand I am going by that sample size of what I've seen from him. But what we have seen from him, I mean, he looked good. He
He
looks
looks like
good,
a legit backup. I'll give you that.
exactly. But
He's a guy.
to
He's a
answer
guy that can come in and win you a couple games if you need him.
exactly, exactly.
No, I
But
agree with that.
I guess that immediate backup. I mean, yeah, that's a good question. I mean, it's kind of like you don't want to,
Mm-hmm.
bring in somebody that is overpriced.
Mm.
But in the same breath, you do want to bring in that guy to where I believe Malik Neighbors has mentioned that you want to, have a guy to help these rookie quarterbacks
Right.
and you know
Right.
Yeah.
do that. So,
Actually, DeVito is not under contract.
Well, there you go.
He's not.
yeah,
One thing I
DeVito
would like.
my prediction is DeVito will be signed by the Giants, assuming we can't find two backups.
right.
Let's
Just for
talk about the running back.
familiarity alone.
Well, it's
Yeah.
kind of weird how they have his contract, because they said 23 through 25, but he's undrafted. Did he restructure his deal from 23 to 24?
Maybe.
Because it shows him getting his contract when he was 25 and 26, which was 2023 and 2024.
Well, 2024 and 2025, didn't he start on the practice squad? Maybe that's why that got restructured.
Okay, well on 2025, it shows him has a ERFA.
Unrestricted free ERFA?
ERFA,
What is
yeah.
that?
Exclusive right free agent.
Oh, yeah, exclusive right free agent. Yeah.
What's
So that means the
different
Giants
about
still owe the rights.
Yeah.
Okay.
But my point is that through the 25 season, or is it from the 24 season?
Well,
to
the 20. Okay, so his salary only shows the 20 up to 2024. That's it.
Okay.
But
So that was the 2023-24 season.
but it's saying to see the rest of
No.
DeVito's contract breakdown, gain access to sports premium tools.
There you go.
Got to sign up.
Trying to get that dollar.
Got to get that dollar.
Gotta get that money, man. That money, man.
Yeah, right.
Shit, as much as I
Now-
use, might as well sign up for it. Go ahead, Sully. What you got?
Now, see, as far as us drafting the quarterback, like I'm all for that. And my personal opinion, I think Ward is going to be better than Sanders.
I think so too.
Ward does not come with the media circus that Sanders does.
Mm-hmm.
What's up,
And
Ray?
I have that odd feeling that if we do get Sanders, Daddy Dion is gonna be on the shoulder trying to, contradict what our organization is doing with Sanders, and how we are trying to progress and grow him, which in turn would be a distraction, and we won't get the production that we're hoping for.
Well, the thing I've been seeing as far as that is, and you guys can look it up yourself, ever since the season ended, everywhere Shador Sanders is, Brian Daboll is.
Right.
Huh.
Right.
I mean, more so than Cam Ward for sure. Does it mean anything? No, not at all. Because let's face facts here. Last year, everybody thought that regardless of what happened, you know, with the other quarterbacks being gone, that the Giants were going potentially J.J. McCarthy. So
I was literally praying that didn't happen on draft night.
well, it didn't. You got your wish.
Was
I was being Michigan biased and saying, yeah, we'll take them. But you know, honestly, as far as the Giants, I don't think I want them. If you would have brought him as a backup, let him sit on the bench a couple years, maybe. But you don't draft a guy that high to put him on a bench.
No.
And to learn behind Daniel Jones, really? Nah. Exactly.
Trash can Dan.
Isn't
You
he
know what?
like
know
a
what?
free
I wish
agent
him
this
the
year?
best.
Yeah. Yeah. PP, you were about to say something?
well to Sully's point, I'm not mad at because I always say one thing I consistently say this offseason is Shador is like 1A to me, Cam Ward is 1B. Like I can't even say Cam Ward 2 because that's how close they are to me. So I completely understand when somebody, believes that Cam Ward will be a better fit, and I understand when people think Shador. But as far as the attention is concerned, that stuff doesn't really bother me, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I think I actually look at it more as a positive than I would as a negative, because
You want to put
as
the
the
Giants back in the spotlight at any possible way you can. And if Shador can come in, bring that spotlight, whether it's his dad or him himself, because he does have a projecting personality, and he comes in and plays a hell of a quarterback, that's just going to look better for New York, for Giants in general.
exactly, and that's the thing. We are used to being that team. Now as of lately,
Sorry.
we losing all the thunder. We're the laughing stock of the NFL. So that's not comfortable. That's not. It doesn't feel like New York Giant football. And
Feels more like Cleveland Browns football.
exactly right. And that's
Can I
not
say
us.
something real quick?
Yo,
Did the Giants draft Cam Skittlesbow out of Arizona State?
Okay.
E-Mac, did you smoke on
to
tonight?
do what?
What's up, Ant?
Did you smoke weed before you came on tonight?
No, I'm just making up ideas, man.
Wait, what did I miss?
Should the Giants draft
Matt
Cam
High.
Skittlesbow, the running back out of AZ State?
What
We
would
got a running back.
No.
I was about to
Who's
say,
your guys'
why would
running
we
back?
draft
Why
a
do
running back?
People keep saying that. Giants should get a running back. Listen, if you're going to get a running back late in the draft, I would go for,
Fine.
again,
I'm
I'm
good
doing
with
my
that.
Michigan bias because he's a big dude. Millings
Donovan
from
Edwards?
Michigan.
Draft
Millings.
Donovan Edwards then.
Mullings.
Yeah, okay, maybe later.
But when
but
are
we're
you
not
gonna
using
draft
our
him?
first round pick, especially number 3
No,
on
late.
a running
I'm
back.
talking
Come
like
on,
maybe
don't be
last
When you
round.
think about it, Skittlesbow is the best receiving back in that
When are
draft.
you going to
But
draft
Tracy
him?
can pick.
When are you going to
Tracy's
draft
got
him?
Hold on.
hands.
Wait. Guys.
Secondly-
Guys. We got to understand something.
What's that?
EMAC is a Seahawks fan. Okay. So, I mean,
Oh,
so now
right.
let's hold on real quick. Now, so he can sit here and say we should get a punter the first round. Don't pay him any mind. EMAC, I got love for you. But there's no way in hell we're going to get a running back.
At number
Especially
3.
for the third pick, because look, we did that back in 2017. We got a running back in the first round, number 2. Yeah, it didn't end well with us. Okay.
No, it didn't.
So I think now I truly believe we are going to get our quarterback in the first round.
Yeah, I think so.
I think you guys will too. I think it should be in my personal opinion, should be Danny
said, I don't want anybody named Skittles on the
No, thanks, Danny.
Because you know what? No matter you cannot, no matter what, you can't say Skittles manly. There's no way nobody can say Skittles manly.
I don't
You know,
Not gonna lie.
Unless
you
you're
imagine-
Marshawn Lynch.
Even when he says Skittles, it's not manly. Come on now. Like, hey, what are you gonna get at the liquor store? Oh, I'm gonna get some Hennessy, some
Skittles.
Bouquet, and some Skittles. You know, that just don't sound right. That just
Yo, it really doesn't.
that just don't sound right.
But let me ask
And
y'all
say,
this.
can we
We
draft
drafted
offensive coordinator?
Hey, you funny.
Let me ask y'all this. Outside of quarterback, because I believe we're in agreement that we should get a quarterback in that third slot, right? So outside of that, what is your number one priority that you think that we should address in those later rounds or any round after that first one? What is the number one priority
Okay.
in
Well,
your head?
I'm
Yep,
gonna
I
go
was
first.
getting ready to say offensive line depth.
I'm gonna go first. Because I normally go last, but I'm gonna take this one first. It's kind of like you say, you got a 1A and 1B at quarterback. I got a 1A and 1B to your answer. 1A, obviously, depth and offensive line. 1B, depth in the defensive backfield.
Exactly. I agree.
That right there, that I would address the need. We don't need any more wide receivers. If we see another if I see a wide receiver drafted in this, how did I get a restriction on TikTok?
TikTok be weird, man.
I'm
The
gonna
problem with
do?
TikTok is
Anyway.
this: anybody can report you for anything, even if you say nothing. If they report you, you get restricted till you fight it.
Yeah, I don't get that.
It's haters. That's all it is.
Anyway, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
Well, Sneaky, let me ask you this
I
because
would give
you
Sneaky a
said
kiss.
you say that about the wide
Emac,
receivers,
hush.
but do you feel that way even if we don't keep Darius Slayton?
Even if I'm saying that as though we are keeping Darius Slayton.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm saying, but then again, but okay, let's say we we do. Unfortunately, they decide to part ways. We still got Hodges. Like, I don't even understand, or even Hyatt. You know, I mean, we still got receivers. Like, we got so much depth in the receiving room right now that, that's why I don't want to see another receiver pick. We need to get we need to get a quarterback. We need to load up on offensive linemen, and we need to load up on defensive backs, and maybe get one more defensive front, like a defensive tackle or something. I don't know.
But does it not worry you? Does it not worry you that those names that you mentioned, Hodgins, Jalen Hyatt, they were like not used pretty much at all last season?
Oh yeah, of course. That's why. And that's kind of why I'm still hung on Slayton, because I don't think we saw the ceiling with them yet. I still believe that's like the floor level. Well, of course, Hyatt and Hodges. Like I said, I don't know what happened to Hodges last year. I don't know.
Hodges, I think, is on another team right now. I think he signed with somebody else.
Did he really?
I think
yeah,
so.
that is
I'm
right.
pretty sure.
That is right. He did, yo.
No.
He definitely did.
Yeah.
I don't know how I forgot about that, but Ann is right.
Yeah.
Who did he sign for?
I forget who it was.
What was his first name?
The
Isaiah.
49ers.
Yeah, that might have been a team.
Yeah, it
That's
says
where
he's a wide
McLeod
receiver
went.
for San Francisco.
San Francisco. All right. Yeah, that's who I thought it was.
Oh yeah, I gotta say something too. Should call me smoking weed or whatever? Should the Giants get Debo Samuel? Yes or no? As a
I
wide
wouldn't be
receiver,
against
too.
that. I wouldn't be against that. But the thing with him is, you got to get him. You got to get him a little cheaper than he thinks he's worth because he's injury prone.
Yes,
But I wanted to get y'all answer too, fellas. I mean, I know
and he's
Sneaky
inconsistent
said
on the
offensive line and defensive line. What do y'all think?
So I'm with Sneaky on that. We definitely need to get depth in the offensive line. We definitely need to bolster that defensive backfield. And I would say we need somebody on the D line that can take
Hold
some of the
on.
attention
So
away from.
There's a name I've been hearing that's been brought up as far as the defensive front, and he wouldn't have to travel far to get here. A name that's been brought up is Quinnen Williams.
No way.
Yeah, if we can get him to
From
take
the
some of the
Jets.
That would be
spotlight
from
off
the Jets,
of Dexter Lawrence,
bro. Those
I'm
two
with
in
that.
the middle, unstoppable. Oh my god,
Here,
that'd be crazy.
may I ask you something real quick, Sully? I'm sorry to interrupt, but
No.
I really disagree if you guys trying to get Quinn Williams or need a D line is because you guys have enough good D line as it is.
Yeah, they proved that
Bro,
this year.
what? Even first
The
of
only
all,
one that did anything this year
they
was
have
freaking
Thibodeau, which,
Lex.
like Sneaky said, they step it up a little bit. Brian Burns is
Thibodeau's
already come
not
out
that
yet.
good. I'm sorry.
You guys
Brian
got
Burns
Dexter
is
Lawrence
decent.
as your D
Okay,
tackle.
yeah.
and Xavier
I
McKinney.
like Burns. I like
Burns was decent. I think I'd like Sneaky's idea.
So-
I think Thibodeau moving back to a linebacker position would benefit him and the team.
If you guys want anything on your front seven, it has to be a middle or outside
We don't
linebacker.
have a front seven. We do a front four.
Middle linebacker.
I mean, we kind of
We
rotate
already
from
have good middle linebackers. What are you even saying?
What's his
we
name?
we rotate.
Bobby
Emac, be quiet.
O'Hara.
Hold on. We rotate
Okay.
between a 3-4 and a 4-3. Okay, go ahead.
Well, I think this. I think Isaiah Simmons may be on the chopping block. I
Yep.
think my boy Ojulari might be on the chopping block.
Really?
No, not Aziz.
Yeah,
I really hope
and
you're saying.
so the only guy that's really under contract is Bobby Okereke, and I'm also
Ooh.
hearing that he may be brought up in some sort of trade.
Sorry about that,
Bro,
Tanya.
what? Oh,
We don't have
can
Hodgman.
we
Yeah.
not? Seriously, Okereke is one of the best linebackers we've had in years.
Should the Giants get Antoine Winfield from Tampa Bay as their safety?
No,
Oh,
No.
no.
No, we got a
Well,
couple
look at
safeties
his
as
Phillips.
rookies right now.
Who's your
Yeah,
guys?
the rookies played
Phillips
hell.
is a
We're good.
Phillips is a corner though, man.
Well, no, I know.
No, but he's played safety as well.
Or get Buda Baker from Arizona?
Well,
Buda
Jalen
Baker.
and Ant, what do y'all think?
Oh,
Positions to
as
get
far
in.
as like the draft,
Yeah.
honestly, I'm probably in the same boat as y'all. We definitely need O line help because
Yeah, it's a toss up. It can be either be depth at O line or somebody in the secondary for sure.
basically just depth all around. Like
Yeah, that's true. We lack depth in
just
most of the.
depth.
Well,
Straight up.
well, you can't. I mean, that's kind of hard to do with a 53-man roster. You have to be selective on the type of depth that you want to have on the team.
Right.
And I think, like I said, I'll say it again. Wide receiver, I think we're solid. I don't think we need to grab any more wide receivers. They got the experience. And before I gotta say this. One reason why I want to keep Slayton is he's familiar with the offense. There's no learning curve with Slayton regarding Dable's offense. Okay, there. Go ahead.
Okay, fair.
So my thing with the other thing about the O line, which a lot of people may or may not think about, is this: if you bring in guys that can fill in those spots on the O line and solidify our offensive line, then you can cut back on having 3 quarterbacks. You can actually cut it back to having 2 because your offensive line would be doing their job. So you may be able to hand off a guy here or there as far as like maybe secondary or even, an extra guy here or there for the defense in general.
Well, remember that third quarterback doesn't affect like the 53-man roster.
Well, yeah,
because of that NFC championship game against Philly, 49ers, they were like scrambling. So we could still have that third quarterback, say, on the practice squad for like emergency purposes.
Don't the Giants need a tight end too?
No.
We have Bellinger and we've got
I think
Bellinger. I'm sorry. I think
Edwards out of Michigan.
I think Bellinger had sex with somebody's daughter because I don't understand what happened to him. Like I understand Darren Waller came in and there were high hopes, but Bellinger disappeared. This past year, he started to show up again. And then towards the end of the season, Theo Johnson started to step up. So if we can keep Bellinger and Johnson and both of those guys,
1-2 punch at tight end. That'd be nice.
that'd be awesome, man.
That's my issue of what Sneaky was saying. Because even though I understand exactly what Sneaky is saying, and I agree, I think as far as the talent is concerned, I am not disappointed on what we have in the wide receiver room. I get that part of it. But my concern is I feel like I was just stripped away from all the belief on what I can picture in my head as far as what they could be. is that I have a concern of Coach Dable knowing what to do with these guys.
Right. No,
Right.
I agree with that. I agree
Okay,
with that.
yeah, that's actually a very
I agree
valid
with that
point to make.
110%. That's why,
And you
again,
know,
I said, just like I said at the end of last year, Dayball needs to find an OC that he can hand that playbook back to and just do his job as a head coach. Because
and
Isn't
not
Cap
only just
still there?
not only give up the playbook and give the guys the keys to the car, but have faith in him
Yeah,
that he can make the calls.
well, here's the
yeah.
other issue I have. Mike Kafka's name hasn't been brought up at all, whether they're keeping him, getting rid of him, whatever's going to happen. And as far as I know, he's still under contract.
Yeah, he
That's
is.
what I thought.
Yeah.
Because we talked about this before.
So again, they bring in somebody else, or they bring in the rookie quarterback. Do they, again, which I wouldn't be against, give Kafka back the playbook and let him do his job with a legit rookie that he can work with? Or does Dayball continue to call the plays?
Or should the Giants hire Arthur Smith as their OC?
Oh my God!
No, we already have one that's on the
no.
contract.
If I didn't make it clear enough, no.
Look, the thing that I want to say, like Dable just has to have trust
In his
and I'm sorry, Ant. What was your question again? What was your question?
I didn't have a question.
I thought you asked a question about, and I have.
Oh yeah, well, I'm basically saying, like, do the Giants give Kafka back the playbook and say, "Here, you call the plays"? Or
I'd say they ought to. It'll take some of the pressure off of Dayball.
Well, when we heard
offensive line OC guy.
when we heard John Mara, like
Yes,
speak to
that's
the
right.
public,
Yep.
he kind of hinted at the fact, if you kind of like read between the lines, you pretty much know that the part of the conditions of Coach Dable being back is that he passes those offensive play calling duties to an OC.
Oh,
Right.
Because it definitely didn't. I mean, we all know it's not working. It didn't work.
right.
So
It did not work. No.
Okay, Tanya, I'm so glad you brought this up, and I don't mean to shift gears. And if anybody can respond to this, I can look it up right now as well. I saw this article late today, obviously before the show. Mama Boss actually sent this to me. What's up, McNugget? I see you on Instagram. What does anybody know about this?
Wait,
that Dable's son actually left the Giants.
yeah, so he left because I think that there was a bigger role from him elsewhere. I don't want to quote a team and get it wrong, but I think there was a bigger role from him elsewhere, and so that's why he ended up parting ways.
I'm actually looking it up right
Yeah,
now.
I'm going to stick to my guns till I see otherwise. I don't think Kafka was the problem.
Oh yeah, I don't believe
I'd
so
say
either.
I think
back
it was
after the
Daniel
season,
Jones.
it was definitely quarterback play.
Daniel Jones was the problem. Again, you got to base it off of, and again, this is just what I'm basing off of what we were told as fans.
Speak your truth, man.
That he had to dumb down the system for Daniel Jones, which is what he did, and eventually helped get us to the playoffs. Get them to the playoffs, and I truly believe my theory. The following season, he wanted to say he was saying to himself, "Okay, Daniel, pick that up. Let's start implementing some bigger stuff," and it just didn't work out with him. I truly believe that.
It didn't. But I mean, I don't fully put 2023 all on DJ. I'd say a good 75% of it was the fact that our offensive line was horrendous.
Can I go back with what Ant said earlier, please?
Oh, what you got, Clinton?
About Rodgers, I really don't want Rodgers on the Giants because, like you said, and he's just one of them guys. He just cocky as heck.
Yeah, he don't care.
And is he better than Brady? No, he just that locker room. I want cockiness. Cloud behind. What's that pretty boy name? He backed up.
Oh, Brett Favre.
I backed up Favre. I can do anything I want to. Not really.
Nah, yeah, no, you're not that guy, pal. Trust me.
That's
Okay.
anybody.
All
That's
right. So
anybody.
I looked up the only thing that it says is that Giants offensive assistant Christian Dable, Brian Dable's son, left the team coaching staff to pursue other avenues per sources. That's all it said. That's all. And I did some reading. It didn't give any kind of reference to any team. But to be fair, though, this kid has some experience. This kid got some experience. I mean, he was a student coach at Alabama for a year, Penn State,
Under his
a
dad.
signal caller for the Nittany Lions, and he graduated by 2022 with a degree in psychology. So, I mean, the kid already has some experience. So, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't be surprised if I see another Dable in the coaching ranks here soon.
So
I wouldn't say head coach, but
I got a question for everybody.
Okay, what's up, man?
Keep it Giants related, but throw it off a little bit. How do you guys feel about Floyd Mayweather possibly being a 10% stake owner in the Giants?
A joke?
Yeah.
Because from what I understand, he's legitimate giving them a, I can do this.
Wasn't it like 700 million he came up as with the offer?
700 million is what he's got to come up with.
Damn.
And
I thought Eli was going to do that.
That's 10%. Eli ain't got Mayweather money.
How do you know?
I was gonna say, how do you know, really?
I
'Cause
mean,
it's like we don't know what the heck Eli did.
have you seen all them damn commercials they've been on?
Yeah, that's true.
True, and they got the Manning cast. Don't forget that.
Yeah.
That's true.
Then Serena did the same thing with Miami.
Yeah, the Williams sisters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Miami, like the Dolphins.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, no, they're part owners of the Dolphins.
That's
Oh,
crazy.
shoot.
I don't care what anybody says. Serena Williams looked good as hell during that halftime.
Oh hell yeah,
He did.
Yeah.
he
He
did.
did.
I think we can all agree on that, right, fellas?
I mean, this was a good halftime show, but
One of
nothing
the
to
best
beat
I've ever
Prince.
seen, in my opinion.
You saw
Well,
oh, hell no. Hell
So,
no. Prince was by far the best freaking
Yeah,
halftime.
Prince was the buy. I mean, come on. It started raining and he sang Purple Rain. Come on. Come on.
You know what? That's
Even-
two things. That's
Even
two Super
God
Bowl
was
things.
like, this is so beautiful.
That's
I mean,
two
it
Super
was
Bowl
just-
things that are going to be hard to top: Prince's halftime performance and Whitney Houston's national anthem.
Yeah.
Those are two things that are going to be super
And
hard.
you know
to
what?
And
And-
Janet Jackson.
Well, you mean Justin Timberlake and Janet Jackson?
Oh,
Well,
that's
Yeah,
what
Whitney
about
Houston, yeah.
Michael Jackson's halftime show?
Oh, that
Yeah,
lip
I'm with
sync?
you,
Yeah, that was
Sonny.
the best lip
Yeah.
sync.
I mean, the Michael Jackson thing was just big because it was Michael Jackson.
Look, Danny, you're just
Oh,
biased. Now you're
You know,
biased.
Danny, you're not
That's all
allowed
I'm
on the
gonna
show
say.
anymore. Danny's not allowed on the show anymore.
Shakira
Cut him.
and J-Lo.
Danny,
I'm
you're cut,
so
bro.
weak. Danny, you are
I'm gonna-
old, bro.
Damn, but for 106 years old, Shakira still looks good.
She still moved them hips.
Oh God.
They do not lie.
I know this is getting off sports, but I don't know what her husband was smoking when he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna fumble the bag on this one."
I might be going
Actually,
off
no
topic.
lie,
dude.
Sneaky. She does look good, but like she could be an asshole, bro. I'm just saying.
I don't care.
right?
What?
I might be going
Y'all
off
are
topic.
fucking crazy.
I don't. What's up, Enoch?
Well, all she wants is that hips. I'm done.
What did?
What's up, Enoch?
And the only reason why the reason why I was on your TikTok commenting if I should come to Texas is because I got Alaska Airline gift card tickets from my aunt a couple of Christmas ago. So I was trying to think about where I should go to out of state.
Yeah, I mean, if that's the case, I definitely come up during the what do you call it? Like I said, the Giants Cowboys game. That'd be a perfect time. What's up, McNugget? This semester sucks, so I haven't been able to join. Hey, you know what? You're stopping in to say hey now. That's
And
all
that's
that
why,
matters.
and that's why
Oh,
I
hey.
did too. And when I said I wanted, if you recommend Pennsylvania as a vacation, that's why I was trying to see where I could get tickets.
It said no.
It's hell no.
Not even Pittsburgh
It's a
either.
no.
Why
What'd
not?
you miss?
Like,
I mean, we
even
still talking about
Pittsburgh.
football.
All
Whoops.
right.
Hey.
Let's talk about football. I don't want getting
Hey,
off
speaking
topic.
of the NFL world, did y'all hear that Zach Martin retired?
Yeah.
Hey,
Yep.
he had too many injuries, man. His body was giving up on him.
And he didn't even
College anyway.
win a championship.
Thank you.
11 years.
Hold on. Tanya says, do not go on a plane.
Yeah, she got a point
Tanya,
there.
Not right
Tanya.
now. I'm trying to go.
Oh
maybe.
my God, Tanya! You know, look. Let me tell you, man. It sucks right now, right? With all what's going on in the world.
For a second.
What really sucks right now is the fact that the draft is coming up, and Mama Boss made it known she may not want to go to the draft.
I'll go with you, Sneaky.
And so I'm like, well, I mean, that's different. I'm just like, it sucks now. I mean, we just got to see how this whole thing plays out.
Listen, you know the airline industry is bad when the only airline that hasn't been in an accident this year is Spirit.
I
Right.
think it's the worst
Right.
as far as plane crash.
Right.
Not even funny, man.
However, I'm one of those people that right before I go on a flight, I want there to be a crash because I know the FDA and all them people are doubling up, tripling up, and especially now with all these airlines having incidences. Yeah, I'm getting on a plane right now.
Yeah, I don't know.
Hey, what's that score on the hockey game? 2-2.
You?
Yep.
Okay.
All right, the women's is 2-0 against Colombia.
Okay.
Let's see. I'd rather hold on a sec. What does Tanya say?
I'd be like any important people on this plane, get off now.
Right.
What's that mean?
Hi,
Grant
Jackson.
says he had more all pros
Bro,
and holding penalty. Oh, okay. Okay. You're talking about the gentleman that retired.
Zach Martin.
When I saw that he retired and he was on the Dallas Cowboys, I'm like, God,
I was about
dog.
to say the Giants could get Tyron Smith as their offensive lineman.
Nah,
I'm like,
no.
I like.
Are you stupid?
I'm just making up ideas, Jalen. That's all I'm doing.
I was just thinking to myself, he's been in the league for 11 years, right?
The Seahawks should get him.
And he didn't even get close to a freaking NFC championship. I mean, not even a Super Bowl. 11 years.
Not
I mean,
even playoffs.
11.
That
well,
just
not
feels
this
like
year.
a waste, doesn't it?
Right.
Let's give Tyron Smith $15 million. We're going to put him as our left tackle, and then he's going to ball out.
I want to, and TP,
No,
I'm
he's
going
gonna
to
get hurt again.
I want to start off with you first.
I'll bet money on that, Jalen.
Emac, you're not allowed to make bets on this show,
bro.
At least until
Just had
September.
to pay
Okay.
somebody $500.
Yeah, let's just pause on that real quick.
Took it upon yourself.
All right, let's hold on one sec, guys. Hold on one sec. So I want to ask y'all a serious question here. Okay.
Okay.
And TP, I want to start off with you, and let's all speak one at a time here.
I'm gonna do that real quick.
The question I want to ask everybody, and TP started off, is: would you rather win the Heisman Trophy or be the first pick overall? TP, your thoughts?
Heisman. Definitely the Heisman.
Yeah.
Because if I could win a Heisman, that's something that can never be stripped away from me. That's something, and it's funny that you asked that, because when you asked that, it just like really just hit me. Back in the day, it was something to be the first pick. It don't seem to have that same effect anymore, being that first pick. Like, it doesn't seem like that is like a badge of honor or something. Like, the Heisman is, you're in the class of a special group at least, and you tell your kids about it.
And
You'll
you get to be
forever
in a
be known
commercial.
as a Heisman winner.
and you get to be on a commercial.
You get to be on a
forever.
commercial.
Well,
Yeah.
and it's funny you bring that up. Before I go to everybody else, it's funny you bring that up about back in the day, it meant something to be the first round pick. And I want to say Bradford, the quarterback from Oklahoma, after he got drafted, which was Cam Newton, that was after the collective bargaining agreement changed how they paid first rounders. Okay. Because a lot of these veterans, they're like, why the hell are our teams, breaking the bank on these players that haven't even played a down yet?
Mm-hmm.
And when that changed with Cam, because Cam was the first one coming in where, okay, y'all going to get this money, but you're not going to get as much as you were in the past. But go, okay, Ant, what's your thought? First round pick or Heisman?
It's the Heisman, hands down. The Heisman.
Okay.
It's an accolade. You don't get accolades for being picked first in the draft.
Right.
It's
That's
not an
true.
accolade.
Jalen, first round, Heisman.
I'd take Heisman just because, the Heisman is a trophy. And in terms of college football, it's like really hard to win.
Right.
At least
Right.
in my opinion, it is.
Sully.
Unless you just like have this ridiculous season, like it feels like you wouldn't even be in contention for it.
Right. Sully, first round or Heisman?
I'm gonna say the Heisman Trophy winner. And I'm also piggyback off of what TP said. Not only did the first round draft pick used to be an accolade, but now, given this common day and age in the NFL, how many first round draft picks have actually been busts?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Johnny Manziel.
Yeah.
You know, I would rather be that Heisman Trophy winner, because at least then my name is in the history books forever.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Facts.
Being a first round draft pick, that's only, you're only going to get the praise as long as you do well after you get drafted. And there aren't many first round picks that, there are a lot of first round picks that aren't even in the league right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Damn. That is very true.
Okay. EMAC,
Yes, sir.
first round pick or Heisman?
Wait. Shoot, that's a tough choice. I feel like they're.
EMAC wants to be the first round pick.
If I'm going to be honest, it depends on what you're talking about, because there's been anybody that could honestly succeed in the NFL, but at the end of the day, Heisman's where it goes.
Whoever gets more weed.
I said Heisman at least. I thought this question was only for Giants fans, but yeah, I gotta go.
No, it's overall. It's overall.
I gotta go with Heisman, man. Like, from what Sully is saying, he's not wrong about that at all.
Heisman.
A lot of Heisman players I noticed do also succeed in the NFL.
Heisman, emphasis on high.
Heisman.
Clinton, what's your thoughts? What's your thoughts?
Heisman all the way.
Yeah.
Heisman.
Looks like we're all on a
So I'm looking at the quarterback position, right?
But yeah.
And how many people remember Jeff George?
Oh.
Right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Jeff George, listen, Jeff George won a Heisman, but he's more famous for going after a
No, he didn't. He did not win
the Heisman that year.
He did not win the Heisman.
Who won the Heisman that year?
1990. I want to say that was Barry Sanders.
Oh yes.
Was it Barry Sanders in 1990?
Sanders was in the league, what, 86, 87?
No, I want to say
he retired in 2000.
I want to say it was 1990.
I have a question for you, Ant, being a Michigan guy.
What?
I know I wasn't born yet, by the way.
Okay.
I'll expect to say that. Has Tom Brady ever won Heisman in college?
No.
He's won a national
And yet
championship.
he's like a 5-time NFL MVP.
I do believe he's won a national championship.
He was on the
But
national
EMAC
championship team.
But Emac Brady also wasn't a first round draft pick either.
So he was the
Oh,
last
that's
pick in
right.
the last
I
pick in the
always
draft
forget
overall. Mr.
No,
Irrelevant.
he was 199.
in round 6.
Tom Brady
Well,
was.
then that charges the question: would you rather win MVP award or be a Super Bowl champion?
Super Bowl champion.
Super Bowl champion.
Definitely Super Bowl champion.
Well, I want to read before we get into that. I want to because I was going to actually. There's a question I want to ask about that. So let's table that for 1 second. But I want to read Tanya's response. Tanya says, "I think first round pick comes with so much pressure, and they talk about you. Look how much hype for Caleb Williams, and then you don't perform. You kind of never live it down."
I thought Caleb Williams had a good rookie year.
I mean, I think he had a decent rookie year.
Williams, he's the toughest motherfuckers ever. I'm not gonna lie.
So now my next question.
Motherfucker.
My next question is this, and I'm going to start off with Anton on this one. Would you rather have a career? A career. No, I'm kidding. A career like, say, Megatron, right? A wide receiver with all the receivers' accolades, but a Hall of Fame career, right? Or would you rather have a career like a Julian Edelman, where you don't got the numbers to get in the Hall of Fame, but you got 3 Super Bowl rings?
Ooh.
But now keep in mind, if you're Hall of Famer, you still get a ring regardless.
Well, but your question is, would you rather be
a Hall of Famer
where you're in the Hall of Fame, or would you rather have 3 Super Bowl rings?
3 Super Bowl rings, yeah.
It's the rings for me. Isn't that why you play? Nobody plays just to go to the Hall of Fame.
Right.
You play to win that championship.
Right.
Sully. And I'm gonna have to go with the same thing, Super Bowl rings, because if I get the Super Bowl rings and I play and my career does well enough, I'll still end up in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
well, hold on. But in this scenario, I'm talking about Julian Edelman, okay? His type of season, which is not considered a Hall of Fame season, okay? However, he got the rings.
Right, but Edelman was also consistent in his career.
Right. No. I know, but we're talking about either the Hall of Fame or the Super Bowl. We're not talking about a Tom Brady career where you get the rings and the Hall of Fame. No, one or the other.
Here's a good.
I'll still take the rings. I don't mean to cut you off, man. I'll still take the rings because with the rings, I'll still end up making more money versus being a Hall of Famer.
Okay.
And when your name is Julian Edelman, which is not an elite name, but it's a top tier name. With that, knowing the plays that he has made,
right?
More specifically, let's talk about that one he made in Atlanta. When you got plays like that in your history and you won the 3 rings, you still have a shot at making the Hall of Fame.
True, but in this scenario, I'm just saying either or. You're not going to get both.
Can I be honest?
But then again, okay. I mean, okay. I want to stay on TP. Keep me on course here. Okay, keep me on course here.
Throw them off.
But then again, right? Is the Hall of Fame about numbers or eye candy?
Both.
So we could only
say just about both.
We could say Edelman is just about eye candy because, like you said, the plays that he made, but he doesn't have the numbers. He doesn't have the wide receiver numbers. I mean, maybe they'll consider him. Right.
This conversation is going to open a hell of a can of worms. You know that,
right?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with you, Sneaky.
What's up?
I hate to say this, but give me Calvin Johnson.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Are we talking about from a perspective?
You gotta state your case. I gotta hear this. Go ahead.
So are we talking about from a perspective of if we were like an actual player?
Okay. All right. So what originated? What got me originating this conversation was what Robert Ory, right? in the NBA. He got 7 rings. Okay. But he averaged like 3 points a game. Ain't no way in the hell that homeboy's gonna be in the Hall of Fame. But you got Charles Barkley's career, Hall of Fame. 1 opportunity to win a ring. Didn't get it because of Jordan. That's where this question lies. So what I'm saying is you have a Hall of Fame type career, or you still have a success because you win a Super Bowl. You're successful. Would you rather have the rings, plural, or just be in a Hall of Fame and get that Hall of Fame ring?
Well, let me say it from this perspective.
Okay.
The reason why I will pick the Hall of Fame career is because what you get from it, what it is attached to your last name and your legacy, I think it would carry more weight versus the Edelman. So, for example, if I have the Hall of Fame career and I'm the beast that I am, I have shoes coming out. Does Edelman get more shoes? I have, when I walk into different stadiums, if you've been to a football game, you know what I'm speaking of.
Mm-hmm.
They're wearing my jersey all around. They're
Mm-hmm.
treating me like the legend that I deserve to be treated as. Does Edelman get that same respect?
I don't think so.
And this is why I said it's going to open a can of worms, because now you're taking different scenarios. With the scenario he brought up, I'm on board with him.
And I'll even add this to your comment, TP. Now let's not forget, Julian Edelman will be inducted in the Patriots Hall of Fame. His name, and I mean his jersey might even be retired, right?
Mm-hmm.
In Gillette Stadium. However, when I look up at MetLife and I see Henry Carson's name, Harry. See, at least I'm consistent. When I see Lawrence Taylor, I said his name right. Lawrence Taylor's name, right? And Strahan's name. Okay, they're up in the rafters, but they got, and of course they both got Super Bowl rings too, but they got that Hall of Fame emblem right next to their name. Okay, now Julian Edelman will, someday will get his name retired, maybe even his jersey, but he got the ring. He'll get those kind of accolades, right? And I hear what you're saying, like it's all about the name. You're right, it is. And I respect your answer. Oh, I mean, that's and the way you put it, it does carry weight. It does carry some kind of perspective, as though your child will look back and say, my dad was a Hall of Famer. But for me, I want my kids to say my father was a champion.
Wow.
And that's just me. I've always been the team oriented type of player. It's not what I did. It's not what I accomplished. It's what we accomplished. Because I know I'm the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I know I'm good, right? But I want to make people around me just as good. And to be fair, that's why I say what you want about Brady. I love the fact that it's not about him. It's about the people around him, because he knows. I got 7 rings.
He got more defensive all-stars.
I got 7 rings. I mean, you there's nothing you could say to me, right? But I shouldn't have gave my answer before I asked Jalen and Emac and even Daryl. But Emac, real quick, Hall of Fame or Super Bowl rings?
I think Super Bowl rings don't matter as much anymore, if I'm going to be honest. Like,
what
I
are you
really
talking about?
Hold on. Let him talk. Let him
Hall
talk.
of Fame matters more. Like Hall of Fame, I think, matters more when it comes for your numbers, because the NFL back then, way back in the day, Super Bowls mattered more than today. When you think about it, stats at this point matters because the way different the game is today. Like, there's no hardcore defenses anymore. There's no such thing as running the ball anymore. Like, stats matter more than anything.
You know, and Emac, it's funny you bring that up.
The game
because-
today is different. Super Bowl earning Super Bowl rings is such a fucking joke in today's game.
Well, you know, and you know what? You bring a really good point, because especially if we're talking about this class this year, not one player has a Super Bowl ring. And you know, I want to, and now that I say this out loud, right? The Allens, the Sharp, Eric Allen.
I thought Sharp won one.
Well, not Sterling, not Sterling. Now, Shannon did, but not Sterling.
Sharp never won a Super Bowl.
I wonder.
Antonio Gates didn't either.
His brother, right? His brother did gift him one, but that's either here nor there. And it makes me wonder that was there some kind of, you know, how do I say this? Was there some kind of compassion, right, of the people that were voting the Hall of Famers in? Well, hey, they don't have a ring, so let's, you know, I hate to put it like that, but was there some
And also,
kind of like,
also,
you know,
you
go ahead.
gotta understand today's game. There's not very much hard hitting, and playing really good defenses in today's NFL.
Well, I mean,
Like,
I mean,
you have to rely on stats to make the Hall of Fame.
Oh, and Gates too. That's why I forgot. Antonio Gates is also in the Hall of Fame.
Go ahead, Sneaky.
Well, Sneaky, to your point, I think that is the issue too. Now, it's not. I don't want to contradict myself, but I do think that is the issue. The issue is that Super Bowl rings aren't accounted for enough when it comes to a Hall of Fame vote than what I think it should be. Because if a Super Bowl is the ultimate goal, and you have a player who's a two-time Super Bowl MVP, then that should hold a lot of weight.
Right.
That's not something that you just gloss over and you just be like, oh, well, look at these other stats. Like,
let's not forget,
especially since when he.
Let's not forget Adam Vinatieri, four-time Super Bowl champ, 4 times.
Yeah.
And especially since the Super Bowl isn't easy to win every year. And then on top of that, to your point, TP, Eli beat what would have been considered at that time the greatest team in football, not once, but twice. And then he ended their undefeated season.
Yeah.
Another thing too, you also guys got to remember, the rules are different in today's NFL, and nobody can even know how to tackle properly.
Well, I mean that I'm sure we all know about. But I also let me hold on, Jalen. What's your thought? You answer the question, right?
I let Jalen speak. Go ahead, Jalen.
Well, I think Jalen. So Daryl, your thought?
What up, man?
Rings or Hall of Fame?
It all depends who the person is, really.
Well,
I would take Hall of Fame. I'd rather take Hall of Fame. Yeah, I want Hall of Fame attached to my name.
Clinton, your thoughts? I hope you got enough for everybody.
Was that one?
he's eating right now.
Okay. Well, I mean, if he's never mind.
My thing is, they're all tied into each other. The whole thing is tied into each other.
Go ahead, Clinton.
Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, I got a question for everybody.
What's up, Clinton?
How can I put this?
What's
up, what would you go Hall of Fame for being a 2-time sport event guy or a sprint guy for Hall of Fame? For any sport. I'm talking about football, soccer, anything. What would y'all go Hall of Fame for one sport or two?
I only play football, so
yeah, me too.
Yeah, I'd be only the one.
Okay.
I'm not as athletically gifted as EMAC. You know, so
how many sports do you do, EMAC?
EMAC, he's like in 4 sports, and that's just on the weekend.
I'm actually more football. I would say football and baseball.
I played 3.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
I played football, basketball, and baseball.
Nice.
yeah. I only played
Well,
two: football and wrestling.
I'm sorry, Sneaky.
Right here.
But sports I would mainly play. I never played for the school, but I would mainly play basketball.
Well,
Let's go ahead. I'll mute my mic.
no, yeah, you're good. Well, I think, hold on a sec. Let me read what Tanya says. Let's see. Super Bowls are just a goal at the end of the season, but the Hall of Fame looks over your entire career. That's true. I mean, yeah, that's true. And praise for you all accomplishing throughout it all. Well, I like that. And Danny said this. I like this. What Danny said. He said,
Hall of
"The
Fame.
Hall of Fame is becoming like the Grammys."
No, I disagree with that, Danny. I'm sorry.
No, I agree.
I
It's
disagree.
a popularity contest, is all it
Yeah,
is.
I agree.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's just like the All Star voting.
A good example of that is the Baseball Hall of Fame. Why is Pete Rose not in? You're in because of what you did on the field, not what you did in the
Right.
the dugout as a coach.
Right.
I got a question just real quick.
All right, what's up?
This is just popping up in my head as I'm just listening to the flow of the conversation. Is there anybody that y'all can think of that doesn't belong, that you think doesn't belong in the Hall of Fame?
Kurt Warner.
No, name it.
Kurt Warner, Joe Namath.
Well,
Yeah.
I said,
I
who
said
said Kurt Warner?
I just don't think Kurt Warner. I mean, and nothing against the guy. I was rooting for him for the Super Bowls. You know,
Terry
he put
Bradshaw
Arizona.
definitely doesn't belong to it.
See, I didn't see Terry play. I'm only saying this for people that I've actually seen play. You know,
what about
Namath,
Troy Aikman?
He doesn't belong to Hall of Fame. Ken Stabler, he doesn't
Troy
belong
Aikman
to
could
Hall
be
of
up there.
Fame.
No, Ken Stabler, he does. He
Jim
does.
Plunkett, he doesn't belong to the Hall of Fame.
Tim Punkett's not in the Hall of
Ken
Fame.
Stabler has thrown more
he's not.
interception passes than touchdowns, just like Troy Aikman, just like Eli, just
No, that's
like,
not.
Whoa.
That's you might you're going off on a tangent. So just
Because first of all,
pump your brakes. Watch your
yeah,
step.
because for one thing, did you say that Eli Manning has more interceptions than touchdowns?
like
That's what I heard.
Like, am I tweaking or did he say that?
I heard that too. Yeah.
I heard that too.
Okay.
But you know, I heard it, but I just don't think he meant it. I'm giving him the benefit of that. I don't
want
think
to do some Googling there. But
well, not only that, I think he might have forgot what podcasts and like or the team of the podcast that he's on. So I think I don't think he meant it. But TP, what
One
about
person
you?
I don't think should be in the Hall of Fame is Alex Smith.
Alex Smith's not in the Hall of Fame.
That's what I'm saying. He should not be in the Hall of Fame.
Tony Romo is the best quarterback in Cowboys history.
That's just sad.
All right, what's going on right now?
Yeah, you're high, dude. There's no
what's your
about it. You're high.
What's your what person who's in the Hall of Fame you think should not be in?
Well, I was trying to think, but Sneaky, I think you really had me thinking over here, man. I think you named a good one, Kurt Warner. How many rings does Kurt have? One.
He has one.
He went one and one.
He's been to three. He's been to 3 Super Bowls.
Right.
He's been to 3.
Yeah, 2 with the Rams and 1 with Arizona.
Oh, I keep forgetting that he played for Arizona.
Yeah,
but lost that one.
Yeah, because
you know a
That's
lot
a
of
good
people.
one, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's a good one. I like the Kurt Warner one because
You also got to remember too, Kurt Warner was Eli's bridge.
Yes,
Oh,
yes, he
true,
was.
true.
You guys want to know who won't make the Hall of Fame is
And
Nick
he
Foles.
he did not like the fact that we had a winning record and he was replaced.
Actually, this one might be controversial, and I know I'm probably going to catch some heat for this from y'all. But you know who I think personally does not belong in the Hall of Fame?
Hold on, wait. I'm sorry, Jalen. Hold that. Danny said this. Rondé Barber. I think Rondé deserves his flowers.
Yeah, Rondé.
I cannot wait for Tiki. I'm surprised Tiki's not in because he got the numbers. He definitely has
He
the
does
numbers.
have some pretty good numbers. I ain't gonna lie. But I was gonna say, can I go ahead and say who I was gonna say?
Yes.
Okay, just checking. And like I said, I'm gonna catch some heat for this. Brett Favre.
Yeah, you're high.
No, I don't know. Brett Favre deserves to be in. But
Well,
I think, honestly, though, I think Brett Favre should pay about $6 million.
Back.
Brett
Well,
Favre should
Jalen,
be in
why
the
do you
Hall of
think?
Fame alone for how many fingers he's broken on his own receiver's hands.
Why do you
Oh,
think
Lord.
Brett Favre doesn't belong? Because I just want to hear
Okay,
your.
I was gonna say I have my reasoning for that because it's like how we were talking about QBs have whose QB to interception ratio is like either really close or like their interceptions are over the amount of touchdowns that they throw.
Yeah,
that's my biggest thing with Brett Favre. Like I know that I know he won an MVP. I know he's a Super Bowl champion and everything, but like, doesn't the guy also have the most interceptions thrown of all time?
Eli.
What about sacks wise?
Shut up.
No.
I'm speaking facts though, Jalen.
No, you're not.
No, you're not. Because Eli Manning.
Let's look at the
Hold
stats.
on. Go ahead.
Let's bring up the
nip
stats and
this
tell
in the
me.
bud right now. Emac, chill. Let's nip this in the bud right now. I am so sick and tired of the interception argument. It's one stat of a ton of different stats. And if those stats are the only thing that people are going to bring up, then they should just get rid of it altogether because it's the most garbage stat. You know what it is? It's an excuse for people on the other side, on your rivals, to bitch about because they ain't got nothing else to say. They're going to bitch about the biggest, weakest thing on that quarterback, which happens to be interceptions. But also, let's talk about that because a lot of your smarter, tougher quarterbacks, you look it up, they're the ones with the most interceptions. Why? Because
they're not afraid to take chances.
Because these guys at all costs, at the end of the game, will do whatever they have to win that game. If it means coughing up an interception because they were down 3 points and driving, they're going to do that.
And to your, I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. And to your point, how many of those interceptions should actually be attributed to the quarterback and not the wide receiver for it being in their hands and they didn't hold on to the ball?
Yep.
Yeah. You make a good
point. And the only stat that affects interception wise is the quarterbacks. I mean, we don't hear about fumbles, right, as much as we do when it pertains to running backs. But the whole argument about Eli Manning that I've been hearing this whole time in this whole year of him, going through the process was, well, he's thrown more interceptions, than touchdowns during the season than multiple quarterbacks. Yes, but when you look at his grand total, he's thrown way more TD passes than he has interceptions.
Yeah, it's like his TD to interception ratio is like over 100.
Yeah, but nobody wants to talk about that. Nobody wants to talk about, Troy Aikman. Troy Aikman never threw more than 24 touchdown passes in the season. Okay, Troy Aikman is only 20, maybe 40 TD touchdown, TD interception ratios. I mean,
I think it's like
Terry Bradshaw is only 2 off TD to
2. Straight up, just 2.
Hold on, you guys got to understand too. Eli, I know a lot of quarterbacks has this is pretty much weapons like for Hall of Famers. Like I don't know what Troy Aikman had outside Michael Irvin, Emmitt Smith. All Eli had was Victor Cruz, Akeem Nicks, OBJ,
Amani Toomer, which I would argue needs to be in the Hall of Fame.
Is it Plaxico? And
Plaxico. But see, Plaxico, he don't have the number. He don't have the numbers, unfortunately.
But either way, Eli, I think, had the most weapons you can think of than most quarterbacks.
Excuse me.
But let's answer Birdman's. I mean, speaking of Hall of Famers, Birdman is a Hall of Famer, actually. Does Michael Vick or McNabb? I'm going to say neither.
Yeah,
I'm
going to say neither.
Hold on.
Well, I got to say McNabb.
You know what? And I'm going to stand on this. I'm going to stand on this right now. I'm going to stand on this right now.
For a second.
Donovan McNabb, okay, respectfully, does not have the numbers.
He also screwed up the Eagles' chance at a Super Bowl.
Well, no, I'm not going to hold that against him.
That doesn't matter.
And I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this about Michael Vick. He could have been. And I'm going to leave it at that. If you know, you know.
Yep.
All right.
Hey,
I
well,
need some
okay,
of the.
let
I
me ask
need.
this.
Now,
What
hold
about
on,
Eddie George?
hold on. TP want to come at me. Go ahead, TP. What you got?
Now, McNabb, absolutely not. I don't think McNabb deserves to be a Hall of Famer. McNabb, to me, all he is at the end of the day is a woulda, coulda, shoulda. He just did,
Mike, I love it.
he just didn't get past that hump, man. That's it.
He's a good
Michael
quarterback.
Vick, on the other hand, and this is where the argument where you play into numbers, but you also have where I feel like, and this is just opinionated, where I feel like this is the prime example and where you have to look at other components to it. Michael Vick brought an element to football that was never in football before he stepped on the field.
The
And I
best
feel
running
like
back.
anytime that you do that, you should be a Hall of Famer.
Absolutely.
So
So
if I can correlate it, it would be similar to what Allen Iverson was for the NBA. To
I,
bring the street
I agree.
style of play that we all can recognize if you're from where that familiar place, to bring that to the NFL, to do what he has done, to be as explosive, as dynamic, as exciting as he was to the field, to be for years someone that people could not stop. To me, that is a Hall of Famer.
See, I,
Now,
I, I agree with you, but I also, if you're going to do that, then you got to throw Randall Cunningham into that conversation too.
I agree with that.
Okay,
the
Yeah,
ultimate
I,
legend.
I'm
I
on board
agree
with
with
that.
that.
I think
Yeah,
they're
And
both better than Lamar Jackson.
I
Oh, stop.
I was
can
gonna
I
say,
add something
When
on
you really
that
think
one?
about it, they both have better deep balls than Lamar. They're both
okay,
Lamar.
more
Wait, wait,
Hold
wait,
mobile
on,
wait,
Pro
wait.
Bowls.
hold on,
EMAC.
Emac.
Lamar is still playing.
yeah, so
He's still
chill.
playing.
Can
So
I
let's
add something on
Already,
that? What TP
oh,
said?
go ahead, Clint. What you got?
Um, Vic, he's one of them guys kind of remind me of Pat. He can run and throw at the same time. With McNabb, he stay in the pocket, but he can see the field at the same time. That's my opinion.
Right, right. I'll say this with and I got Vic's stats pulled up right here. I just can't co-sign on Vic. I mean, he doesn't even have, he's
Not a
not even at
playoff pitcher.
he doesn't even have over 150 touchdown passes.
How many does he have?
I mean, he doesn't even have 25,000 yards. Um, you
In
know,
the air,
in the air, doesn't even
wh-
have that.
what does his rushing
Yet
touchdowns look
he
like?
has 6,000 rushing yards.
Whoo!
and Lamar too. He can't even get
Hold
over
on,
the
Emac.
playoff
Emac,
hump.
please, bro, you're killing
Go,
me.
go
Because
ahead.
Like,
I want us
All
to
right,
have this
fellas,
conversation.
I gotta go.
All right,
Get
man.
ready for work.
Please, Clinton.
Yeah.
Have a
All
good
right,
night.
brother.
Yep.
Oh, and I saw your family member wrestle a couple nights
Yeah,
ago.
yeah.
All
So
right, man.
everybody have a good night.
Let me hear it
all
one
right,
time.
Glenn.
Let's go Giants. Woo!
Appreciate you,
Peace
brother.
out, Clayton.
Oh, hey,
What?
the next one, y'all.
Okay.
Hey,
Another overtime victory.
I'm trying to find his
and I would like to know, where does he rank as far as quarterbacks and touchdowns and rushing yards?
Oh, Vic?
like rushing touchdowns.
I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good question.
I know it. He has to be in the
Uh,
top 5 somewhere. I just know who's number
I
1.
don't even know if they even have that stat as a quarterback. Oh, hold on. So rushing TD. Well, they don't do that as quarterbacks. They just got rushing TDs. And he has
Let me see if I
36.
can find it.
Rushing yards, of course, rushing yards fall under running backs with 6,100, right? 6,109 yards. And he's 99th.
I'm pretty sure you could find somewhere where you could correlate the quarterbacks.
I'm sure. I'm looking all at Football Reference.
And
So
I'm saying this to say that if he's top 5 in those categories, that alone is stats worth paying attention to. Because for some reason, we can't just limit quarterbacks to just passing.
Whoa.
If he's top 5 in these categories, that's something worth paying attention to.
Actually, I just found the quarterbacks, the QB rushing touchdowns, and Vic actually surprisingly ain't even in the top 5. Not anymore, at least.
Where is he?
Number 8.
Okay, top 10.
Hey, at least he's top 10.
Yeah, that's true. But
And
what's
rushing
crazy
yards.
is who's number 1 in
Lamar.
terms of rushing TDs.
Probably Lamar.
No, it's not.
Jalen Hurts.
No. He's number 3, though.
Mahomes.
Why the hell? No.
Just tell us who's number
I
one.
know, right?
I mean,
My
these
bad.
names being thrown out, it gets what?
It's Cam Newton.
Oh, I believe it.
Oh, that's not
I
surprising.
actually believed it.
And then number 2 is Josh Allen at 65.
Oh wow. Okay.
Right? Like, Josh Allen being up there this early in his career is crazy.
Okay, and then what do you have for rushing yards?
Oh.
Lamar.
Yeah, Lamar is number 1. Well, he's got to be up there because I know he just passed Vic this season. Okay, here we go. Yeah, it's Lamar at the top. Vic is number 2. Then Cam Newton's right behind Vic. Then it's Russ, Randall Cunningham, Steve Young, Josh Allen, Fran Tarkenton, Steve McNair, and then Aaron Rodgers.
So ironically, McNabb has more. He has over 200 touchdown passes.
Huh.
Yeah. He was
that's interesting.
He was a touchdown machine. That's what he did.
So, and I don't.
I mean, it's pretty easy when you got guys like T.O. to throw to.
That was only for a couple seasons, though. Oh, what the hell? Sorry about that.
No, you good, man.
I'm trying to.
The best profile pick on the show.
I'm trying to.
While we're on the subject of who belongs or don't belong in the NFL or in the Hall of Fame, how do y'all feel about Eddie George?
I forget.
He was a beast.
Eddie George, how many Eddie George doesn't have a ring, does he?
No, he got a conference ring. That's all he got. But Eddie George has over 10,000 rushing yards. So he could be in that conversation. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, he was the man. He used to be the dude he used to be the dude I played on Madden all the time when I was younger.
Eddie George back then is what Derrick Henry is now.
Fred Taylor should have been in the Hall of Fame.
Fred Taylor. So Fred Taylor had, and my iPad just died. He had over 11,000 yards. So
Fred is going to get in, though, right?
Oh,
Fred is going to get in, though, right?
He should. He should.
Hey, what do you guys think? You think Frank Gore should be in the Hall of Fame or no?
No.
Who?
Frank.
Well, he does have the numbers.
Yeah, he's number 3 all time in rushing.
He's been in the league a long time though.
Even that argument, longevity, that counts for something.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Didn't Emmitt Smith play for like 18 years or something?
Yeah, how many football players get in the Hall?
Running backs. I feel like they're kind of sweeping through the cracks here, man. We can't just be throwing every running back in there.
No,
I draw the line at Frank Gore.
Nope. I think, okay, for example, we're talking about quarterbacks and their stats, like running backs, the rushing yards count.
Yeah.
I mean, in my opinion, if you have to go over 10,000 yards, in my opinion, because every running back has, a goal of being 1,000-yard rusher,
I got asked some here. Sorry, Sneaky, but
then again, hold on a second, Mac. But then again, is it like the rushing touchdowns, or is it the rushing per the rushing attempt per carry? Yeah, attempt per carry. Because I mean, good God, if someone had an average of 4 yards a carry, that should count for something. Or even 5 yards, a carry. That should count for something. But I mean, again, that's just me talking. I mean,
What do you think of this logic here? If you are top 10 in any category for a decade period of time, you should belong in the Hall of Fame.
I believe this: if when you retire, and if you are, and call me biased because I'm going to lead the whole Eli Manning thing.
Yeah.
If you're top 10 in your category when you retire, when you left the game, and you were still highly regarded as the best at your position or one of the best or top 10 of your position, yes, you deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. Because of the fact that, like I said, and I'm going with Eli, and Eli just added the 2 Super Bowls and the 2 Super Bowl MVPs as a bonus.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, top 10 all time in touchdowns, like TD passes, completions,
Playoff
yardage.
touchdowns.
And matter of fact, not only yardage, but let's think, who did he throw to?
No Hall of Fame players.
He didn't have Jerry Rice. He didn't have Terrell Owens to throw to.
He didn't have Antonio Gates.
He didn't have Ark Monk.
Well,
he didn't have
Chris Carter, Randy Moss. He didn't have those to throw to.
I will say this: it's like I completely understand what you're saying. But he's had a couple of elite wide receiver cores. Now,
okay,
I understand you have the names right now. You could definitely make the argument because he hasn't had Hall of Famer receivers attached to it, so I understand that part of it. But I just also don't want to discredit those receivers that he did have.
Right.
I will take that wide receiver core versus a lot of different wide receiver cores that has been in the history of the
and
game.
again, yeah, and I'm not dissing the Plexicos. I sure as hell ain't dissing Amani. To me, Amani is one of my favorite wide receivers. He is the most underrated wide receiver in NFL history, in my opinion. But what I'm trying to get at is those wide receivers, that stretch the field. Like, like the Jerry Rice, Chris Carter. What was Chris Carter's nickname when Steve Berman did it in prime time? All he does is catch touchdowns. Eli didn't have that guy.
Yeah.
Eli didn't have the can you imagine if Eli, he had Beckham, again, Amani, he had Cruz, Shep. He had, yes, you're right. He had some solid, the
course for sure.
Yeah, the Mario Manninghams,
Steve Smith.
Who?
Steve Smith.
Steve Smith.
Don't forget Jeremy Shockey.
Shockey, yeah, Shockey.
Kevin Boss.
Who was the other wide receiver? Because it was Vic Manningham and who else?
Victor Cruz.
Hakeem Nicks.
Nicks.
Yep. Hakeem Nicks, Mario Manningham, Victor Cruz.
Oh,
that was
a ridiculous playoff run.
Mm.
Oh, hey, you guys remember when we were talking about Eli and like why he belongs in the Hall of Fame? Nobody touched on one thing. The fact that Eli still has a record in the postseason that still hasn't been broken to this day. Most passing yards in the postseason.
Yep.
With 1,912.
Yep.
And see, I think people don't understand. You bring up a quarterback like Donovan McNabb. When you talk about some quarterbacks don't know how to excel in the playoffs and win the big game.
No, they don't.
And you are judged by that. So I feel like on the other end, when you have quarterbacks who do the opposite, who are at the top of the league of NFL history of doing so, of excelling in the NFL playoffs, then you should judge that as well then. So I don't know, man. I think the Eli Manning case is an obvious one. And anytime I hear somebody, argue the other side of it, it's just a lot of hate. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep it real.
Yep.
For sure.
And I think that's a perfect way to end it. Emac, let me hear it one time, man.
I'm high.
Anyway, it's probably the longest part of the show I ever been. But anyway, love y'all. Let's go Giants. Ow!
Appreciate you, fam. Sully,
SneakyG.
let me hear one time, man.
Hey man, let's go Giants. We don't all the empire will rise again. Ow.
Appreciate you. Jalen, let me hear one time, man.
Let's go Giants. Ow!
See you, bro.
I appreciate you. TP, always a pleasure, fam.
Yes, sir.
I gotta hit you up. I gotta ask you a question later.
Okay.
But let me hear one time.
I'm streaming on Sunday at 8. Be there or be square. Love y'all boys. Peace.
you, brother.
Let's go Giants.
Keep them
Appreciate you,
TikToks
man.
coming, bro.
Ant, love you, bro. I appreciate
You too,
you.
bro.
Let me hear one time.
Let's go Giants. Ow.
Appreciate you, fam. Be good. Great show. You know, I love the interaction. I love how we can be like a family, argue, but at the end of the day, it's all love. I want to thank everybody that came on. We had some really good, meaningful conversations. TP, I got to admit, you brought up a good point about Hall of Fame or Super Bowl, but I like the bling. Give me them rings, plural. I love y'all. I wish y'all have a great weekend. Yes, I'm stalling because I'm trying to get to the theme song, but you know what I do and how I do it. I appreciate y'all. If you guys can, please support the channel. Still selling coins. I need to keep bringing that to y'all attention. Y'all be good, and as always, let's go Giants. Ow!
Is this thing on?
It's your boy Stefan, a.k.a. SneakyG.
Yeah. Lyrical assassin.
Let's go Giants.